I would probably call it the same thing. We talk about moving our body every day, and I don't discount moving your body every day. I think you should. But certain days should not all be intense. And we've had, if you've been following along here, most of our days have been somewhat high intensity, or a lot of volume in terms of what we're doing. Yeah, but the question is it gonna work out? Today's the day. If you've never done this with us, today is the day to do it, because it's slower paced, and it is less intense, right? We're moving a decent amount in terms of the angles, in terms of the dimensions that we're moving today, but it's not gonna be like that, like super, super high intensity stuff, right? So let's start her off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so today we've got, what? I wasn't trying to log into Facebook. What's going on? Who's trying to get into my Facebook? Anyway, so here's the deal. Today is simple. It's easy. All right, today's one of those days where you're going to feel better after you work out. Let me take my straps down. Today's one of those days where you will feel better after the workout. We might get a light sweat going. We might get a sweat going. But we may not. You may not, depending on the temperature of where you're at. So, let's start off with our little hip hinge. So wide stance. We're just gonna kind of slide into the ground and then come back up. Push the hips forward. Down into the ground and come back up. And if you want to, as you get going, go ahead and start bringing the arms up. Arms up and maybe behind. Maybe come down to one side a little bit. Keep going. You got about 20 seconds left. I'm gonna put a little savage workout on my mix right now. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. All right, next one. Go to a wall. All you're gonna do, put one hand on the wall. Leave that hand where it's at. We're gonna walk past that hand and walk back. All right, so here I wanna get behind my hand so my wrist starts stretching a little bit. And then we'll walk forward so my chest starts stretching. All right, so it's just boom. The same other side. All right. Next one. Quad stretch. Easy. This is that one we're gonna grab the ankle, boom, and back. Ooh. See, these guys are tight on me. Because we've been doing a lot of jumping, we've been doing a lot of lunging, a lot of whatever elsing. I think we've been doing some squats. Or if you want to change that up, maybe get the knee underneath a lot more. Maybe grab with the other hand. So all of a sudden you have to contract that hamstring to get it up and over. You're gonna grab your mat for this next one, if you have a mat. We're gonna do our little thoracic spine here. So I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna take my hand, put it right behind my ear. I'm gonna try to get my elbow through the other arm and up. Switch sides. All right, scorpion. Lay on your stomach. Then we're gonna bring that leg around. So try to get your quad off the ground. And through, ooh, up, over, across. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna come up off the mat, and we're just gonna do steps or lunge patterns. So I'm gonna step forward, I'm gonna step backwards, I'm gonna step sideways, I'm gonna step across, I'm gonna step back. All right? So it doesn't have to be that pattern, but get all of them. Boom, across, out. Doesn't have to be a full lunge. I'm gonna go to the other side. So we're gonna do all those again. All right, did I miss one? No, I did not. Yeah, I did. All right, one more. So we're gonna start here, here. Then all we're gonna do is back up to here, then back up to here. All right, here, here. I'm gonna start over. Long leg, long leg, long leg, long leg. Boom. Start over again. So long leg, long leg, long leg, long leg. Come back. Long leg, long leg, long leg, long leg. Woo, long leg. Long leg, long leg, long leg. Now, we're gonna do that all one more time. So we got all 7 of those. Stop it. We got all 7 of those one more time, and then we'll go through more of your exercisey exercises. Today is, yeah, nephew, it's every day at 11. Today's kind of like a recovery day, so there's not a ton of strength stuff, there's not a ton of plyo stuff today. It's working a lot of the intrinsic muscles today, where you got your little finite muscles that are making everything work together today. Active rest, that's the one, that's the one. So With that being said, let's start that hip hinge. With that being said, this is active rest, and there's a reason it's active rest. Why could I not think of that earlier? Right. With that being said, right? Today is not going to tax you. It just isn't. Right. Now that doesn't mean do this workout today and then go run sprints afterwards, right? There's a reason we're doing this today. If you don't think this is enough exercise, don't be inactive, but maybe you take your dog on a little longer walk. Maybe you do some yard work, right? It doesn't have to be, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go on a 20-minute hit ride cycling, because that's not active rest. And we walk through, walk back. Active rest means move, but your effort level is lower, right? Not in and that is in terms of intensity. Effort, you should always be trying, right? You should always be trying to do whatever that thing is that you're doing as well as you can, right? So think of your effort level in terms of quality level, right? Don't think of it in terms of how hard is it. Think of it in terms of what is the quality of the movement you're doing in that particular instance. Quad stretch. Right. So if you feel like holding this a little longer than that one grab and go, hold it longer. Start grabbing the other side. It's a little bit harder to do. Asking a little bit more of your mobility. We're going to Cleveland, and we're going to Little Rock, and we're going to Minneapolis, and we're going to Des Moines, and we're going to Butte, Montana. Tell me what that's from. Anybody. This is where we do that hamstring. All right, so walk, home. Let's try forward. It's different. Long front leg. Again. Thoracic spine, go ahead, grab that mat. Now I'm going to go arm all the way through. All right, so now I'm going to sink, open, try the other side. Scorpion. So lay flat. We're gonna lay flat, we're gonna pick up that leg from the quad, then bend that leg back, rotate it onto the other side of the body. Same thing on the other side, boom, boom. You might have to go up a little bit to make that happen. Or, if you really want to work on it, try to keep your chest down. Knocked up 9 months ago. She don't know. And then we got our lunge matrix. Eugene, if you're watching, I want to know what this song is that I'm listening to. I'll tell you in a second. I'll give you 3 words. For much these days, and I don't bitch and whine if I don't get my way. Switch sides. That's all you got, Eugene. That's all you got. That's where I'm at. One more. In her push for life. Alright. So, here's how this works. This next section is a ton of jumping. Just kidding, no, it's not today. No, it's not. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 2 what we would consider jumping, but they're real far down the line in terms of intensity. So we're still gonna jump, but it's basically, we're concentrating on the landing rather than the jumping again today. So your jump is not this massive explosion of energy. Your jump is to get yourself off the ground so you can land. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exercises. We've got them each for a minute. None of them are so taxing that you're going to get out of breath or that you're going to not have enough strength to do it for a minute, right? So that's gonna be how today works. We're gonna go 15 intervals. All right, and so to make this somewhat of what most people would consider this a workout, we're gonna do it in a kind of circuit style and give ourselves 15 seconds in between each exercise. A lot of this stuff is what we would see at the gym as our warm-up. But this is working out, right? This is another way to work out. Just because we want to categorize these things as warm-up exercises doesn't mean that's exactly what they are. That's what's easy to make them categorized as. All right, so our first exercise is going to be dirty dogs. And we're going to sit in our prone position. All right, we're going to sit in our prone position. And then I'm going to take my ankle and my knee on one leg, and I'm going to pull those guys out to the side as far as I can without changing any part of the rest of my body. It don't matter the sun, I'm gonna make it rock and roll. So this isn't about that, right? This is about how do I get this leg out there through my glute. Go ahead and switch sides. All right. If your ankle stays back here, something's wrong, right? It's got to go out with our knee. It should be in line with your knee, not with your butt. take a weight, take a water bottle, take something, put it in front of you about 3 feet in front of your right foot. Let's go. She said, don't you worry. Right foot. Left foot's going to be up in the air. Left hand is going to go reach towards that weight or that water bottle or whatever object you put in front of you. Right? We're not going to grab with the toes to keep balance. We're not going to open this hip to keep balance. It's going to point straight to the ground. All right, abs are going to stay tight. Right? Switch sides. So now put that left foot in front. This is one of those exercises that people just kind of try to float through. Right? And they try to, oh, well, the idea is just to touch this. That's not the idea. The idea is to get into a T position. A T position, extending that back leg. Right? That's our idea, like this. To touch this lightly, to get into that T position, abs on. Right? Back foot is in, not out. Hip is not out, it's in. And then we go through. Alright? Alright, T push-up. You don't have to do the push-up because what we're looking for is just the rotation right now. Alright, so what we're looking for is rotate the feet, hand goes up to the ceiling. Little baby bend in this little elbow, boom, come back. Rotate the feet, hand goes up. So that's the whole move. If you want to, you can add this guy inside of it. All right, but again, what's the goal of today? If this guy turns that exercise super intense, maybe you're ready for that push-up inside. A straight line from this arm to this arm at the top there. This is where we're getting into our jumping. So we've got a side to side hop. Find an imaginary line. You're going to hop over that line for a minute. All right, we're going to go side to side and front to back. All right. This shouldn't be something that's killing you, right? You should feel like your knees and ankles have to stabilize you to get from one side to the other, right? Maybe it's right. Think of these as rehab work, front to back. Good. This one's going to be that broad jump with the landing. So don't think of jumping far. Think of jumping far enough to have to work to land soft. Alright, so soft landing. Land with 2 feet. Watch this. This is not what we want to do. Alright, did you see that? So, not one, land with both. All right, so we sit into that landing a bit. All right. Oh. Maybe it's just there today. Right? That's okay. Quiet. Quiet. Landing. Side plank. right, stack the feet if you have to. You're gonna put that top foot in front of, you can't see that. All right, if you have to, you're gonna put that top foot in front of the bottom foot. Elbows underneath. Hips tend to be behind the rest of us. Hips should go in line with the rest of us. I want to tense up here to hold that straight line position. Let's switch sides. Squeeze your butt. All right, this is probably the hardest one of the day. We're gonna try to do a posterior plank. All right, so this is gonna be kind of rep scheme here. The idea, get off your back and your butt, right? So, butt's off the ground, lower back's off the ground. Shoulder blades are squeezed together. So what you should feel is your butt starts to burn a little bit, your hamstrings, your back. Right, so there's a difference between that and that. Right? I just want my upper back and my heels on the ground. Right, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Reset it. If you feel this in the back of your knees, what you need to do, squeeze your butt more, and maybe you don't come up quite as high. All right, feel it in your lower back. You need to squeeze your shoulder blades more. Right? So those are our exercises, right there. See? Not difficult, but they're exercises. All right, so we're moving. Did I miss one again? Yep, sure did. All right, one more. This one's easy too. All right, donkey kick. You're gonna go up here. All I'm gonna do, take one leg, go right up here, squeeze that butt cheek. Boom, tap, tap. All right, I'm not trying to arch my back. I'm just trying to extend through my glute. All right, let's try the other side. Good, okay, now we got a minute, and we do it again. I can't count today. All right, so we got 1 minute, and we do all that again. Easy enough, right? Baker Powers, you better be doing this. You better be doing this. All right, we got 1 minute. Well, we got about 45 seconds. Then we'll do all those exercises again. Very simple today, very, very simple today. And again, this is your workout, right? It's your workout, so if you want to ramp it up, go ahead. If you haven't been doing all these workouts that we've been doing, maybe today you do ramp some things up. If you've been doing 16 days in a row, which is what we've done, I don't know, dude, people, I will tell you right now, there are multiple people watching that are not doing this. Man, get on this. Get on this, Junior. All right, dirty dogs first. All right, keep that ankle in line with the knee, not in line with the butt. All right, this little chicken wing exercise is not what we're doing. That whole leg goes with you. Let's do 2 more on this side. Switch it. All right, if you feel the rest of your body trying to go with your leg, that's you. That's a reminder to control the movement. All right, if the rest of your body wants to go with it, you're not using your glute. All right, you have to tame it and just use the glute to get that leg out. Right, I also don't want that leg to go forward, right? I want to stay right out to the side. All right, next one. Balance and reach. Find your kettlebell, your tool, your whatever. Bro, you have no idea how many people watch and don't work out. Right? Hip stays down. Right? T with this back leg. Right? Back leg and upper body match each other at the angle. Right? So if my upper body is flat, that back leg is flat too. And I don't want to grab onto this, I just want to touch it and come back. I want to have total control over every single part of this movement. Right? I want to be able to stay right here as long as I feel like it. Right here as long as I feel like it. Right here. The whole way. If I told you to stop anywhere, you could and hang out. Right? That's the idea there. The idea is not to touch this and come back at whatever means necessary. Idea is to control every aspect of getting there. Right? It's the actual journey of the exercise. Right? It isn't the end points. Right? The end points don't teach you anything. It's the journey through the rep that does teach you. Alright, T push up. Alright, add the push up if you want it. If you don't need it, or it's not calling your name today, don't do it. At the position here, where are we at? We're in a plank, right? So abs should be tight, butt should be squeezed. Abs should be tight, butt should be squeezed, shoulders should be down and back. Don't look at anything we do as rest. Your exercises are not rest. There's nothing in the exercise that's like, yeah, let me take a breath, let me breathe. Right? The exercise is the exercise. The exercise is the test. Right? If we take that mindset of how do I make this exercise the most challenging for me, it isn't finding rest positions in it. All right, this is where we're going to do those donkey kicks. Ooh, little tones and I. Right? This isn't this. Right? This is just through the glute again. Right? Get your foot to turn slightly in at the top of that position. Switch legs. So I say, did it before. Realize, even though we got 2 jumping exercises coming up here, workouts are not all about jumping. You can't jump every day and expect to get results from that. Right? You can play basketball every day, but if you're trying to increase your jumping ability, if you're trying to make that useful for you, doing it all the time isn't it. Right? Side to side. If we want to work on the stability aspect of this, maybe I'm going to do one side at a time. And now My ankle has to work with my calf, with my knee, with my foot to coordinate landing. Switch sides. This side is going to be ridiculous for me. Gotta coordinate with my abs. We got our little jump and land, that broad jump and land. Let's do this. All right. So one of the aspects of fitness that I'm seeing run rampant, especially because we're all locked in our houses, is people don't know when to stop, right? They don't know that, they haven't exercised for years, so they take up jogging, and then on that third or fourth day, all of a sudden they're like, man, is there something I can do for shin splints? Because my shins are killing me. That's because you didn't work in to your exercise. You just went boom, right? And you developed overuse in 3 days, 4 days. Right? So, same thing here. Right? If you go 16 days in a row and you're used to 2 days a week, you're gonna start to feel some things that aren't necessarily meant for you. Right? So understand, side plank, understand when to take a break. Understand when to downgrade your activity a bit so you can upgrade it the next time you go. Right? If I want to, I'm gonna get a straight line through this arm to this arm. Right? I want to squeeze my butt. I'm gonna go the other way. What's the last one here? Oh, that posterior plank. Right. So, toes, upper back. Sorry, not toes, heels, man. Heels, upper back. Think of doing, I don't know, a few sets of 10 seconds. Butt squeezed, abs tight, shoulder blades together. Right? If you're badass, you can get that upper back off the ground too. I ain't badass. It's just like this guy that we did, right? So I'm trying to dig into the ground. And we got another break. All right, so we got another break. We got one more round, and we're done. Emily, how you doing? How's the front lines? All right. So here we go. So 45-second break, and we got our last round of this. And that's today. Again, it's not one of those things where we need to kill ourselves every day. There's a recovery aspect of all of this. right? If we want to get stronger, if we want this to do us some good, we've got to find those days that we're not working energy out of our body. Sometimes it's gathering that energy again. Yeah, too many people think it's about killing yourself all the time. It ain't. Right, first exercise. Who's it gonna be? Dirty dog. I'm so ready. Again, I don't want to bring this knee up here to do that same thing, because all of a sudden it turns into this like kind of side crunchy thing and not the medial glute thing, which is what we're looking for. We're looking for the smaller muscles of the glute to activate here. All right, other side. Right, those muscles that keep everything together is what we're trying to use here. Right, they allow the bigger muscles to do their job and not the job of the smaller muscles. Right, if your bigger muscles are being recruited to do the job of the smaller muscles, what happens when the bigger muscles are supposed to do their job? Well, they can't do it as well because they're doing the job of something else too. All right, balance and reach. Wavy. I'll start this way. Control. Glute. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Abs tight. Should be able to go wherever you want right now. Switch on. Don't grab with the toes. I'm so wavy. They're going so far on. Oh, so wavy. See, push up. Oh, I went a little extra on that, obviously. I was too wavy. I was too wavy on that exercise. Establish your plank. Boom. Establish. Hypnosis. Side to side, hop. Nope, donkey kicks. Come on, Tony. Get with the program, bro. I want to kick up, not out. I want to go through the glute, not through the lower back. If I keep this other leg flexed in here, it'll take away the opportunity to use my lower back, right? So if I squeeze here, it will take away a little bit of this positioning, right? Because now my lower back has a job to do, which is extend. right? If I pull this leg up here, my lower back wants to extend. So if I contract right here, my lower back no longer can be recruited to arch this. All right, so it's a little tip for you guys if you're not feeling it. So that's why sometimes you can put a tennis ball in this position and squeeze, and then that other glute turns on. All right, now side to side. All right, now you can also go, all right, and I'm gonna switch. Good, good, good. All right. Forward hop. Stabilize. Land like a ninja kitten. Ninja kitten. Ninja kitten. Side plank. We'll do this way. Burrow. Again, we don't always have to look to upgrade the exercise, right? Maybe this is an appropriate challenge for you right now. How do you make this upgraded? Switch it, right? So maybe, I could say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this hip drop with this, but what else can I do in this exercise to make this exercise right now better? Right? I can squeeze my butt harder. I can tense those obliques a little harder. Right? So all of a sudden now, it's a little bit more of a challenge to stay up. Right? It doesn't always have to be upgraded to the next hardest exercise. Because there's always ways to improve the exercise you're doing. All right, posterior plank. For the win, guys. Right. Heels, upper back. Squeeze your butt to take it out of your lower back. Squeeze your butt to take it out of your calves. Sorry, behind your knees is not what we want. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Come back. Shoulder blades together. Elbows dig into the ground. I got one more in me. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't point your toes away from you. Keep them towards you. Awesome. Alright. Put your feet together. Just like that. Grab your ankles. Sit up tall. If you want to sway back and forth like me, you can. But you don't have to do that. Alright, now we're going to go into quadruped position just like this. I'm going to take my left hand and my right leg and move them forward about 6 inches. Right? Now I'm going to sit back on my right hip, get my left arm to go long. Right? So if you have lower back issues, things like that, this is a great stretch for that. Right? You're disassociating your hips, so your lower back has to stretch individually. All right, we'll switch sides. So left knee and right hand are out in front of us. I'm going to sit back on my left hip, extend my right arm away from me. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to put both. I'm going to move one leg in front, leg behind. Then we'll switch the legs out. So if you look, you see one side is really long, the other side is really short. That's all we got today, folks. That's it. That's easy, right? Today was easy. That's okay. Sometimes it gotta be easy. All right, kids.